Hello Airfix fans and welcome back to another episode of Flight Deck. My name's Nathan and I'll be your captain on this journey. Let's see what's coming up in this month's episode. On this episode we take a look back at the Battle of the Coral Sea, as this month marks the 80th anniversary of the battle. We take a look at the recently re-released North American F-86 F-40 Sabre. And finally we take a look at your images. A lot to get to, so let's get straight into it. I'm Nathan, we're Airfix and this is Flight Deck. This month marked the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Coral Sea. This was the first naval battle in which neither of the aircraft carriers fired at each other. All of the action took place in the skies between planes. On May 3rd, 1942, the Battle of the Coral Sea began, a series of naval engagements off the northeast coast of Australia between the 4th and the 8th of May 1942. The Japanese intentions were to suffocate Australia's supplies incoming from the US and eventually take over Australia themselves. They'd aimed to achieve this by taking over the surrounding islands and most notably Port Moresby, which would allow them to take over New Caledonia, Fiji and Samoa. US naval intel learned of the Japanese plan and took action along with Australian naval powers to meet the Japanese. Here at Airfix we have a few kits from this era in history. Firstly the F4 Wildcat in 1/72nd scale, which has recently been re-released. Although the variant that would have taken place in this particular engagement would have been the F4 F3 variant. With the vintage classic Aichi Val as well as the Mitsubishi Zero. This month our re-release of the North American F-86 F-40 Sabre arrived at your workbenches. One of the most important aircraft of the early jet era, the North American F-86 Sabre was in many ways a jet-powered version of the company's hugely successful P-51D Mustang from World War II, and an aircraft which made full use of the captured German aerodynamic research material. Featuring a distinctive 35-degree wing sweep, the Sabre also incorporated 3 nose-mounted 50 calibre machine guns positioned on either side of the aircraft's nose. With this jet-powered gunslinger sharing many design philosophies with its famous piston-engined predecessor. On entering service with the U.S. Air Force in 1949, the North American F-86 Sabre would have the distinction of not only being America's first swept-wing fighter, but also the fastest fighter aircraft in the world at the time. A true aviation classic. If you haven't already seen it, we did release an unboxing video of this kit. If you want to see the sprues up close, then click on the link in the description below. This month was a busy one for Sprue Talk. We had special guests Airfix Model World on this month, and a Sprue Talk special episode with Lancaster co-director and co-producer. We also had our very first Sprue Talk live show this month. Members of the team answered your questions live. If you missed the live show, don't worry. It's available to watch on our YouTube channel now. We plan to do more Sprue Talk live shows in the future, so to stay notified and to be able to get your questions in, follow us on our social media channels and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Earlier this month I went over to Reculver for the anniversary of the Dambusters raid. Here's a clip from the video. The Lancaster saw the vast majority of its career as a high-altitude night bomber, attacking strategic targets deep within Germany, notably its battles of the Ruhr, Hamburg and Berlin. It was a daring, low-level raid that gave the Lancaster arguably its finest hour. The Dambusters raid, as it's since become known, was one of the most famous operations of the war. On this date in 1943, 19 specially modified Lancaster bombers led by Wing Commander Guy Gibson attacked the Merner, Eder, Sorpe and Anepa dams, with the Merner and Eder dams being breached. The dams were breached by using a special kind of bomb, the upkeep mine or the bouncing bomb. This is rotated before being dropped so that it skipped along the surface before hitting the dam, sinking and exploding, thus rupturing the dam. To watch the video in full, please check out the link below. Now let's take a look at your fan images from the past month. After an 18-month hiatus from the hobby, after losing his modelling mojo, John dug out his 1/48 scale Jaguar GR3 and I think we can all agree he's done an incredible job, especially for such an old tooling. Well done John, and welcome back to the hobby. Do you have a favourite modeller you follow on social media? Let us know in the comments below. Our eyes were pulled to this amazing 72nd scale Hanley Page Victor build by Mike R. Williams. Amazing work. The outcome of sprue therapy indeed. an incredible 72nd scale P-40B Warhawk. What are you working on at the moment? Let us know in the comments below. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for on this month's episode, but please do let us know in the comments below what kit you'd like us to do an unboxing video on next. And as always, please like and subscribe. Nathan, over and out.